Hey, what is up everyone? Welcome back to another review, and today I'm taking a look at another one of these absolutely awesome SD Gundam Cross Silhouette kits. I've never been a fan of SD kits, not until this line. I've taken a look at a couple of them so far, and each time just keep on impressing me, and impressing me. Until now, the Ground Gundam was probably my favorite out of the bunch, but this one right here might be taking that crown. Anyway, if you do want one of your own, as always, this video right here would not be possible without those absolutely awesome people over at Hobby Link Japan. So if you do want one of your own, there is a link down there in the description. So first off, we're going to be taking a look at the box itself really quickly. This is the first ever one of these that I've taken a look at that has the cross silhouette frame included. So usually when I've been looking at them, they've been this small little SD size, but we've got the bigger one this time around, which I'm looking forward to. Over here on this side then, we've got all the details about that. Once again, SD frame, CS frame. This right here is what it looks like with that SD frame, sliding it over a little bit, and that is it with the CS frame, and that looks so cool. This is what I built it with. I will show both of them in this review, but it's pretty cool that you have the option in here of classic looking SD and these new cross silhouette style ones. Flipping that around to the other side, we have an image of the front and back of this built with the CS frame, and over here it seems like this is the first version of Barbatos that, well, is a CS version of the SD kits. The rest seem to be the standard SDEX kits. What we've got on here is standard Barbie, Barbie Lupus, and what looks like the 6th form of Barbatos. So first off, there is the overview of absolutely everything that comes in the box in case you're interested. That of course is the SD Cross Silhouette Barbatos Lupus Rex. We do have the standard smaller SD frame, the mace, a wire for the tail, an adapter for the mace, alternate eyes and alternate hands, but we'll take a look at all of those later. And that right there is the sticker sheet. So all I used on this was the eyes, but there is some yellows and reflective green ones there for using here and there on the kit. So this right here is the completed kit using the CS frame, and I have to say I am impressed. I was never an SD guy, but these things are winning me over. This awesome little guy right here has some aesthetic features that put both the high grade and the 1/100 to shame. It looks really, really nice, and the tech in here for a small little guy is impressive. The surface detailing is awesome. The color separation for something so simple is awesome. It's got some awesome moving parts, and, well, to sum it up, he's awesome. So as for a size comparison, there it is beside the SD Core Gundam. There it is beside the SD Ground Gundam. Once again, both of these are based on the standard SD frame. Neither of them have the CS frame installed. Next up, there it is beside the high grade. And finally, there it is beside the 1/100. So getting these two guys out of the way for now, you've seen them beside the Barbie. Let's check out these three variants of the Lupus Rex. So impressively enough, this little guy has that color separation in its chest. So the white part poking through the red there isn't a sticker or anything like that, it's actual color separation. This was featured over here on the high grade and up here on the 1/100, so it is impressive to see it down here on this little guy as well. Once again, like I've already mentioned, none of the color correcting stickers have been used on this guy, so all of this is color separation, which once again for something so small is impressive. So that is the blue up there on the armor as well as on the chest right there, the yellow segments in the chest and on the crotch there, and most impressively, this thing is actually rocking yellow toes, unlike the high grade back there which relies 100% on stickers for those toes. But this thing also has some cool color separation in its hands. Sure, it's not 100% color accurate, but it's better than both the 1/100 and the high grade. Instead of entirely gray hands, this little guy has yellow hands with the palm section color separated to a gray. Now that right there is pretty cool. Once again, especially for an SD. And of course, as usual when it comes to an SD kit, the most impressive aspect of it is the head, and that goes double for the Barbatos right here. Just look at how striking that looks. The muzzle in white, that big awesome beard chin in red, we've got the gray in there on the cheeks, yellow on the vents, yellow on the V-fin, gray in the center of the V-fin. That is all color separated parts. And of course, the most fun aspect of the head on an SD kit is, well, sticking it on other kits. So let's do it. So that means off with his head. Oh, not like that. But this is the perfect opportunity to show the eyes, I guess. So this has those standard green color separated Barbatos eyes. So these are green coming through a gray section. Impressive. You can pull that up, flip it around as usual with an SD kit. Get on there. And this is stickers, but it's that kind of cutesy look. So there it is with the head armor back on and those cutesy eyes, and this gives it so much cute chibi character. This looks great. And if that wasn't awesome enough, they also come in red and very, very angry, but we'll save that till later. For now, it's head transplant time, and let's get it all. So first up, we're going to try it here with the high grade, which is suffering horribly right now from that thing that happens to these Gundam frames where this section inside has separated and you have to take it all apart to reclip the parts together. I'm not going to bother right now, but that is not cool. So just pop in this guy's head off. There's going to be no modifications here, just I'm going to rest this up top to see what it looks like, and ooh, I can already tell that looks pretty fun. So anyway, there's the full 360 spin of what the high grade looks like with the SD head on, because this is just the funnest thing to do. And this just looks so right. The big long arms, the big feet, just match so well with this head. Same goes with the big old hands. This just looks like it's meant to be this way. This looks awesome. This to me looks like teenage Barbatos Lupus Rex. This is mad. Cannot wait to get it onto the 1/100. Okay, seriously, why does this look so right? It seems to have like evened out all the wacky proportions on the Lupus Rex, and this just kind of looks, well, awesome. So that means one more time off with the head. Goodbye high grade. In with the 1/100. Decapitation. That was really easy. And the moment of truth. That does not fit onto that little polycap, does it? Nope. Off with this weird little joint thing. Come on. Oh, that didn't feel good at all. Anyway, on that goes, kind of. And the unveiling. Well, that still looks pretty fun. Not quite as fun as the other version. Head's bobbling around a bit up there because it's just resting there, but let's give it a spin. So there's the full 360-degree spin of the SD head on the 1/100 full mechanics Barbatos Lupus Rex, and all I can say is after the other smaller version, the high grade I mean, this kind of looks right, almost normalized to me. Man, I'll never be able to look at a small-headed Barbatos again with the same love I used to, and kind of be like, it would be better if it had a bigger, cuter head. This time I used the more accurate, less cutesy eyes on this particular head, and all in all, I think this is great. If you bought these SD kits just for sticking on other kits, I still think it would be worth it. This is so much fun, and it just looks great. But anyway, moving on. Yeah, the normal size head just looks wrong to me now. I want to put this one back on. So back to the accessories, and there is the SD Cross Silhouette Gundam Barbatos Lupus Rex with absolutely everything that it comes with. And I was going to pop the stuff onto this little frame, but I've looked at this thing so many times, I'm kind of sick of it. It does nothing at all. So if you want to know what the smaller variant of it looks like, it's just that. It's stubby, it's standard SD looking. Why would you want this when you can have this awesome variant right here which has extra articulation? It has added articulation at the elbows and the knees that this does not have, so we're going to be sticking with this for the review. Just look at it. It's so much cooler. So we've already seen this green variant of the eyes. There it is one more time. There it is flipped around to the green side. That is the cutesy side. But also in here we do have the alternate set of angry eyes. So let's get them in there. As usual, you just pop off the top of the head like this. Pop out the eyes like that. Pop on the angry eyes on there. And then that helmet just slides back on like that. So now we've got some little red psycho eyes in there. That is what it looks like. And flipping them around, it looks like that. And that is pretty damn cool. Next up, as for the hands, we've already seen the standard set. The alternate set is very disappointing. It's just these guys right here. So it's in solid gray, which is boring. And worse than it being just, well, not color accurate is the fact that it has no back. So in order to use these hands, you need to strip the back off of these hands. And of course what those are for is this awesome weapon right here, which is the mace. So this can extend out like this. It's ready for some fierce pummeling. It does look pretty cool for something that is just made out of 3 parts. That is the handle and shaft, and 2 halves of the mace itself. So there is a pretty wicked seam line right down the middle of those. So that doesn't look too cool. No matter how much you push on this, that's not going to close up unless you use some kind of cement. But let's get this equipped. So we're going to pop it into the right hand, so it just attaches in like what you're seeing right here. So it doesn't really hold on itself. Oh wait, it does. Then pop the back of the hand on like so, and it's ready to go. So it just pops into the hand like that. So in general, this little guy right here doesn't have too much trouble holding it up. It can hold it up in most instances, but if you kind of like tap it like so, it will drop down. So it is a heavy weapon, but in general, this little guy doesn't have too much issue with it. When it's not in use, just collapse the handle in like so, using this little adapter right here. Grabbing this little guy right here, just yank him off like this, connect the adapter into that little slot, pop him back on, and now this should just attach on like this. And this little part just told me it wants to be looked at next, so let's do it. So this, of course, is that cool little tail weapon that can be used like a big prehensile tail. When it's attached, it looks like that. Can move up like so. Yep, it just connects right in here like that. This little bladed section just connects onto that end like so. That wire then can just be bent into whatever position that you want. That cool blade tail that the Lupus Rex has. That looks pretty cool and once again, impressive for an SD kit. And speaking of impressive for an SD kit, let's check out this thing's articulation. So like I mentioned before, this guy does have the cross silhouette frame this time, so that means more articulation than we would have seen with an SD kit before. Well, ignoring the Zero Maru, that is. And as for what we get in here, first off, we've got that full giggity goo. There he is looking all the way up, not a whole lot. There he is looking all the way down. Again, a little bit limited, but once again, it is SD. There's the turn all the way around, so the full 360, and there's the tilt side to side. So inside the shoulder, these cross silhouette frames feature some awesome articulation. First, we've got an extending joint which allows the arm to pull out even further. We've got forward and back in the shoulder. That is on top of the standard ball joint we have in the end there. That will allow us to move this all the way around. As for the arm raise, there we go, about perpendicular to the ground. Perpendicular, I mean parallel. This little blue segment on the armor can move up and down ever so slightly. It doesn't really hold in place, it just drops back down. We have a second shoulder ball joint up here in under the shoulder armor. That gives us the full 360 rotation of the arm. Whoa. Hold on there, Barbie. So there is that full 360 rotation. Next up, we do have a bend at the elbow. There it is straight. There is the bend. So not the greatest elbow bend around, but once again, SD kit right here. And at the wrist, it's your standard ball and socket. But one thing that is incredibly impressive about this is the sub-arms in the back of the arms are fully functional, which is crazy for an SD kit. So this opens up like so. The sub-arm is tucked away in there. That can move out like this and like that. So this is an SD kit with fully functioning sub-arms. That is crazy. As for what these can do, we've got the grabby point down here. I don't have the little tiny mace maracas, but I'll just use this standard mace. This is quite strong for such a tiny little arm. There is rotation right here. You can see it drooping a little bit. Besides that point of rotation here, we also have this folding hinge section here, which can move all the way from there round to where it tucks in like that. And then this moving little segment here, which allows it to move in like so. And that all tucks away seamlessly inside of the arm. Incredible. Next up then at the waist, there isn't much. It's just a little ball joint which allows it to do that and rotate around from there to there. But that is it. A little bit basic there. All of the skirting armor on this doesn't move. It's just all fixed in position like so. So a combination of that and the fact that this has ball joint hips means you're not going to get any splits out of this. But then again, this is an SD, so not too bad. The kicks aren't great either. There's the kick up to the front. There is the kick all the way out to the back. Why is that better? I know it's because this gets in the way, but I want my front kicks. Full rotation here at the upper leg. As for this little guy's bend at the knee, there we go. So once again, not too bad for an SD kit. It's hard to tell the difference between the bent leg and the straight leg, kind of, but I don't know, it's still pretty rad. At the ankle here, it's a very standard ball joint, so that's what we get out of that. And hey, why not? Let's check out the functional movement of this tiny little leg on the ground. So the legs on this little thing aren't its strongest aspect, but let's check them out anyway. There it is moving all the way to the front. That doesn't move at all to the front. There it is all the way to the back. There is the side to side. So of course it is better towards the inside than the outside. No bend at the toe or anything like that, but hey, what'd you expect? It's an SD kit. So yeah, complaining about the articulation on an SD kit would just be silly. For what it is quite impressive, and it's a lot of fun to play around with, and isn't that the point? So maybe limited in some aspects, but damn, it looks cute in every pose. So that right there is it for the review, and when it comes to SD kits, there isn't really a whole lot to say, but I am really impressed by this here. I've never liked SD kits, I've mentioned that multiple times throughout the review, but these cross silhouette kits are so much fun, and even I like these things. They have some really nice color separation. This and the Ground Gundam still has me blown away by the amount of color separation in something so small. And this has the advantage of including the cross silhouette frame. I kind of feel like all of these kits should include that particular frame. They are called SD cross silhouette after all. I guess it does keep it cheaper if you just want this standard SD variant of each kit. And then if you want the cross silhouette variant, you just go and buy this separate cross silhouette frame. But personally, I'd prefer it to be included just because I like the new style cross silhouette, guys. But then again, that is a personal opinion. On the whole, all I can say is this is up there with the SD Cross Silhouette Ground Gundam as one of my favorite small SD kits I have ever built. I haven't built a lot, but these two really stand out to me. If you are thinking to get one, I say do it. If you're thinking of taking the head off and sticking it on another kit like the High Grade or 1100, I say definitely do it. And if you are looking for one, of course you can get one through that link down there in the description at Hobby Link Japan. As always, thank you so much for watching. Make sure to come back for more Gunpla reviews, and I will see you next time.